There's no clear answer as to what genre is a story made about. For those interested in traveling, this could be a travelogue. For those obsessed with the idea of looking at international politics from an Indian perspective, this could be a political overview. For those who look for missing stories from history, this is a documentation about history. Although there are several names we can give to this series, ultimately this tells the story of three Indians and their struggle to make a feature film, traversing continents, different time zones and exploring cultures. The realization this movie gave Ranji, Kuri and me cannot be merely explained in words. Still, we'll try. As the sun hid behind the Tuva Meg hills, I stood gazing at the beauty of pastures covered in snow. The crepuscular light that gently fell on the snow has bounced back in orange. The meadows and the hills beyond that are all becoming thicker in orange and red. It felt the same while visiting Agumbe in Karnataka over 2 decades ago. It is minus 35. Sun hid behind the hills. The bleating of the lamb outside the ghar is growing louder. The neigh of horses, the grunt of camels, and the barking of Siberian husky create an audio ambience that is cinematic. The smell of cattle dung, the burning coals, smoke from ghar. It is all a different feeling for someone like me who came from a faraway land. My first memories of Mongolia are associated with a social studies textbook I learned in one of the primary classes back home in India in the early 80s. It had some details about the country such as its geographic positioning, its capital, language, currency, its first global emperor Genghis Khan, and a monochrome photograph of a boy covered in a woolen hoodie looking away. Although many things from the text disappeared into oblivion, the boy and Genghis Khan remained in the subconscious. As decades rolled on, I became a filmmaker and began to live in England. My second film, 8,119 Miles, dealt with the peregrination of two Indians from India to Europe. A highlight of the story was its connection with Mongolia, and so once again I exhumed Mongolia out of the tomb of my primary school memory. Searching online, I found out it still had nomadic pastoralists, Bactrian camels, sheep, yurts, an Adam festival, Genghis Khan's undying spirit, and above all a passion for humanity. Through two French filmmakers, I found out about a dynamic line producer in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia's capital, Minjin Gantulga. I began corresponding with her and set sail for a recce in 2015. Of all people, it is to Minjin this film is indebted the most. How true are Rumi's words? As you start out on the way appears. "8,119 miles began in Mongolia. In fact, it started on a wintry November morning, amidst the bleating of the lamb. 8,119 miles is perhaps the distance this film traveled. The thread that connected Ranji, Kuri, and me is a never ending passion for traveling, and traveling that started from the land of pastures. Let us begin thanking all those friends of ours across the world who stood by us as guardian angels.
That's not my problem. It's your problem. It's your problem. I asked you to check the ticket.